Hey guys, Lorena Magana here with New Filmmakers Los Angeles. Today, I'm talking to director Moshe Sayada about his new film, Goldenstate. Let's take a look at a clip from the film.
Goldenstate is a movie that takes a look at the current foreclosure, social economical crisis in America. It tells the story of a single mom and her two kids who are being evicted from their home.
What was it like working with the actors in your film?
The kid's a genius, really. He's a very good actor. He understood the character right away. He's the one I had to work with the least on the set. I almost never took a third take with him. Everything was done in the first or second take. He was always very satisfying. The little girl took a lot of work, much more work, and so was Julia, the lead actress. The lead actress is great. It's Julia Lee, and she's an experienced actress, but she hadn't acted for about 5 years. And it took us a couple of days to build. I also cast her about 10 days before the shoot started because I lost my lead actress before that. And it took us a couple of days to build trust, and once we did, it was so much easier to work with her. And fine-tuning her was the easiest thing I've ever had to do with an actor, I think. It's like, I go, I say a couple of notes, and I get exactly what I need from her. And since the movie was shot with 35mm, there was no, in a very low budget, there was no fourth take or fifth take. There was like, you had 2-3 takes maximum. Even the hardest scenes to act in the movie didn't have more. I mean, the hardest scene to act was maybe the scene that takes place in the pantry, and that was only 4 takes. That was the only scene that I did 4 takes, and one of them was because of a technical issue, because she pulled a cable from the floor. And if you look at the movie carefully, you'll see that there are 2 takes with the cable, and we used the 4th take, which still has the cable inside the shot, but luckily, not a lot of people notice it. Now, in terms of bringing things into them, yeah, the little girl brought a lot of improv into it. She would just say things. Sometimes I liked it. Sometimes she would say it off camera, and some of the things we used. And I basically go with script, of course, to the shoot, but on the set I change a lot of the lines, and I have them improvise, and I tackle the actors in a way that their inner conflict will come from the situation I put them sometime, rather than when the situation the script necessarily put them in.
There is such a dramatic turn at the end. How has your film been received?
Honestly, I haven't heard people who talks about the ending as something that symbolized the death of the American dream before. It's an interesting reaction, and of course, as a director, you don't have control about what people feel about your movie. You put what you think works for your theme and your concept and what you want to say and what's in your heart, and then, you know, you let the viewer, you know, assign his own meaning to things. It's just like talking a lot of times, right? I say something, I mean one thing, but you hear it and you give it, you know, a completely different meaning, right? So yes, the movie, even though we don't touch the American dream directly in the movie, it's obvious it's in the background. We're not even talking about the American dream anymore. We're talking about a big house, and a steady job. We're talking about people who are trying to just, you know, make ends meet. So with the ending, yes, I think the American dream died a long time ago. I think the American dream was a fiction probably ever since the 80s. Ever since Reagan, the American dream is dead. It became a brutal capitalist country where the gap between the rich and the poor is like any other third world country. So yes, their death does symbolize in some ways the death of the American dream, but mostly it symbolized the death of a mid-class that was very stable here. The most stable in the world, basically. People who lived in the mid-class here lived like upper mid-class people in Europe. We're not talking about third world countries, we're talking about first world countries. This country had a lot of hope. It gave a lot of, you know, gave a lot of hope to people who came from outside of here as well. And that whole thing crashed on the immoral deeds of people from Wall Street, basically.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
My pleasure.